You are welcome back to the channel. Scalping has become very, very important and interesting in this time of stock market downturn. And sometimes you are looking at how you want to enter and make quick money as you cannot determine what the next market move is going to be. So I have looked at the SPY and I have taken advantage of the downturn, and then I have realized that taking good, analysis and then looking at your price action of the SPY could be one of the strategies that you can use to make good scalping and then to make profit whilst the market seems unpredictable. If you would like to know how I go around scalping the SPY and then making money in this downturn and unpredictable stock market situation, you would like to stick and then stay on the channel to see how I get these things done.
Income streams, they start to flow. From determination they grow.
It is important that when the stock market is uncertain and then we are expecting that things will raise in a way and then things are not working our way and all we see is this bloodbath day after day, then you have to develop a strategy that will make you run with the bloodbath. But in the course of the bloodbath, then you are going to have your greens register and then you just get out of the market with your profits. Right. So I want to take you into looking at what we need to do to be able to scalp. Because sometimes if you stay too long in the market in these times, sometimes you wake up the day and then you realize that you were expecting price to move in a certain way, but it has moved in the exact opposite direction, and then you find your account in the red. So let's look at how we can scalp around this time that the stock market is unpredictable and the SPY is almost moving everything and then it seems to be running down every day. Let's look at how we can take advantage of this. So one of the things that we can really look at is to look at your watch list, but what must keep you informed daily will be the SPY. Now, there are certain stocks that really don't move according to the way the SPY moves, but majority of stocks, of US stocks, moves as the SPY moves. So you look at your watch list, look at your best buys, your best sells, and then you want to take advantage of how the SPY moves, then you can trade those instruments along the movement of the SPY. So if we look at the SPY and it seems to be running down, then we can look at all the other instruments and gauge them against the SPY to see whether they are taking the same, run, or they are moving in a different direction. And more often than not, you will see that what the SPY moves, the other instruments, how the SPY moves, the other instruments mimic the way the SPY moves. If you don't take advantage of this, you may see that the SPY is going down, but then you go and then you look at your other instrument and you may be contemplating a buy. Now, when you enter into such a trade, you realize that you are in the red. Right, so let's look at the SPY. This is how the SPY looked at the close of yesterday. If we look at let me change this to, let's say, 4-hour chart so that we can have a good picture. Okay, so this is our 4-hour chart. And if you can see, you realize that all the way from 19th of February, the SPY has been going down. It's only around 13th of March that it went up. Let's say 551 to 568, and then since then it has been stagnating around the same area. Right, now I want to look at one instrument and then let's use it to compare what has been happening. Let's look at where's Google. let's take Google and we see, now Google is here, and then we look at Google also. Let's see, from 3rd of February, as the SPY has been moving down, Google has been moving down with it. Right. And then it is only around also 4th of March to 7th of March that it went up, and then it has been on a downturn, mimicking the movement of the SPY. Let me check something else and let's see. Let's look at Emerson. Emerson on the 21st. Okay, so that Emerson from the 21st of January is being on a downturn all the way. So, you know, as the SPY continues to move down, Emerson has moved down along with it, and it's around the 4th also of March that it also moved up a little bit, and then it's been on a downturn, and on the 13th of March also moved up a little bit and has been stagnating, also has been around the same area. All right, let me pick one more so that we see how. Let me look at Disney. Okay, so we look at Disney. Disney hasn't really mimicked it too much. Disney started on the 3rd of March. Okay, it has also mimicked the SPY and has also stagnated around this area, you know, and it's also been like that. Now, let me take a last one so that we see how, right. So this is Caterpillar, and Caterpillar started the downturn from 24th of January also, and has been on the downturn, right, all the way to the 4th of March also. So you can see there is a pattern, right? There is a way that these stocks move according to the SPY. And then we have gone all the way from March 4th to March 10th. It has gone up a little bit, but even if you look at a 5-minute chart, you will see that it has gone up and down, up and down. But then I'm looking at the 4 hours so that we can have a good look at the trend of the market. So here we have on the 7th, where it has moved from 4th to 7, it moved up a bit and has stagnated around the area. Now let's go back to our 1 hour, just so that you see something. So if you want to look at 1 hour, it gives you a clear picture of what is happening, you know, every hour. These are the hourly candles, so it gives you a correct picture of what you should be looking at, you know, if you are thinking of scalping. But if you really want to enter at a good point, then you should be looking at the 5-minute candle. And this gives us a very clear, you know, picture of what the SPY is doing. And if you look at all the other ones that I've looked at, you will see the same, almost the same pattern, you know, mimicking the SPY. This is Caterpillar, this is Disney, all right? And this is where is Google. This is also Google. So you can see the pattern is just like the SPY. Let's get back to the SPY. Right, so you see, so we need to look at our charts very well. Then here, sometimes it is very difficult to do swing trading as we want to do it. Some of us do weekly, but as I look at it, sometimes because I'm not able to predict what may happen the next day, I try to bring in some scalping to make sure that I still make my money, and then I run home with it whilst the SPY does what it does. Okay, so if you look at the SPY, as I said, from 18th of March all the way to today as I make the video today, 18th of March. Okay. Is it 18th of March? No. So this was, okay, Tuesday, 18th of March. Right? 18th of March. Okay, 3:50 to 18th of March. 7. Right. So if you look at the 18th of March, which was just yesterday, all right, then you can see that the SPY has been consolidating around this area. And if you are undecided as to what to do, you can either take your, your buys or your sells just around the support and resistance level at this particular area that the SPY seems to be consolidating. All right. So I had to look at how, the SPY is moving up and down just within these ranges. And then I quickly entered and took away what I needed to take away from the market as we wait for the SPY to break either down or break up. All right. Yes. So here is a way that you want to take advantage of that gives you an idea as to how you trade your other instruments. Yes. So here, if you are somebody who is a swing trader, well, you could trade your swing, but you could implement a scalping strategy where you get in. We are in a downturn, but sometimes you see the SPY and then it moves in a certain area, like you see here on the 17th of March, all the way to 17th of March. It moved from 564 all the way to around 569. All right. So that is how many points you have, like $5 move where you can enter, and with a good delta and data, looking at all your analysis well, and if you get it right, you could run home with a $250, $300, just doing either day trading or scalping. Or if you still want to do your swing, then you really have to be very careful, because if you look at it as I'm talking about it here, and the SPY moved from over 600 all the way to this point. And if you look at it as it consolidated around this 569 area, the following day, which was 18th, it came all the way down to the same 559 area. You get it? So here you need to develop a very smart strategy. Whether you are swinging or you are scalping, you have to really look at things very well. And then I think that you can go in and then you day trade and go in and scalp, and then you make your profit. Just looking at all these strategies that I have spoken about. Right. So this is why you can be a one-sided trader. All right. You can be a one-sided trader. You really have to look at your strategies and be versatile. All right. Because nobody can predict what the stock market does. Nobody can predict what happens tomorrow. So in this time of a downturn, I want to say that I want to caution that when you are doing swing trading, you really have to be very, very careful. Look at all your analysis very well, and then set your stop losses, and then you can also set your take profits. Right. Because sometimes before you realize it goes down, and before you realize it goes up. So if you were waiting for it to go down and you are swing trading, and then the following day it has got down and got up. So by the time it happened to me before. By the time the market opens, you realize that I do a trade, and this trade was going well, this trade was going well, over $300 profit. But by the time the market opened, this was around 12 something. By the time the market opened, it had gone all the way down, and then everything fizzled out. Right. So in that case, you have to wait for price to retract for you to record some profit and go. But if you set your stop loss and your take profit, once it gets to your point, you are sure to have your profit recorded. So this is why you really have to master price action. All right. You really have to master price action, because sometimes you are looking at a particular candle to turn either red or green, then you know the next move to take. And if you really know price action, you can take advantage of even a candle. Because if you realize, when we look at options trading, one movement of a candle in your favor could bring you a lot of money. Because like I said, and I've always said that in options, we buy contracts. So just imagine if you have an option contract where your delta is around 70 or 80, and then you have a $1 movement just around the support and resistance level, and you have entered into like maybe 5-6 contracts. And in options, if everything goes well and you have a delta around 70 and the price moves in your area, in your direction, that means that $1 move gives you like around $70, all things being equal, plus any other additions that, other factors may bring. So if you bought 5 or 6 contracts, then that gives you 70 times 5, that is $350, or, times 6. You get it. So when you're learning how to trade, let's spend time and learn all the strategies. Because in a time that you really don't know what to do, one strategy will come to bear. Because as you know, I am a swing trader. Usually, I am a swing trader all the time. But most of the time, my profits record in a day. But I'm not a day trader. When my profit records in a day, I take my thing and I go. I can buy a contract from Monday to Friday, so 5 days I'll pay more. But then if my profit records in that same, sometimes I can buy a 1-week contract and profit records in 30 minutes, 20 minutes, and then I end the contract. You understand? So let's be versatile. Let's learn how to scalp. And when we learn how to do this, plus our price action, we learn price action very well, read our candles very well, we will win the game on the stock market, no matter what happens. Right, so you have it all there as to how we can scalp in these uncertain times and still make money whilst the stock market does what it is doing. All right. So I have said that when you trade in options, you really do not have to sit down and watch and wait, till things come to the way you were expecting. If you have learned the tricks and the strategies of trading on the stock market, whether you're doing long trades, you are doing swing trades, you are doing scalping intraday, you are able to become flexible and take advantage of any movement on the stock market. Right. If you are new to the channel today, I want to ask that you subscribe to the channel as we teach tips, tricks, and strategies of how to navigate the stock market to build our wealth, to retire rich, and to retire young. You don't want to miss whatever we'll be sharing up on this channel. And for the world builders who have always returned to view, I say I can never be here to make a video if you're not here to watch it. And so I appreciate you so much, and thank you for coming by all the time, and thank you for your loyalty. And I say continue to leave your questions and comments, and I'll be glad to have them. Until we meet on the next video, I'm out.
make you build it right from the morning through the night. Dreams are growing step by step, every fall a future ep. No experience, just a heart, that's the way you got to start.